Oklahoma City for the past, 5 years. Woj, what can you tell us?
Sage, I'm told Billy Donovan has agreed to a deal to become the new head coach of the Chicago Bulls. Arturas Karnisovas, the new executive VP in Chicago, was real aggressive in pursuing Donovan once he walked away from the Oklahoma City Thunder job. They had already interviewed a number of candidates, but two former Big East guys, a Providence guy, a Seton Hall guy now, leading the fortunes for the Chicago Bulls. I'm told that Donovan really connected with Karnisovas. They met, they talked. That young roster in Chicago that has a lot of potential and talent, and then the chance to try once again to be a big player in free agency in Chicago. Now you've got your team in the front office with Karnisovas, and now Billy Donovan, who was the co-NBA Coaches Association Coach of the Year this past season, Oklahoma City. He's agreed, I'm told, to a multi-year deal, and he'll replace Jim Boylan as the Bulls head coach.
And again, Billy Donovan had a very successful run in those 5 seasons in Oklahoma City, making the postseason each time, falling just short of the conference finals and the NBA finals, of course. You talked about the relationship he has with the executives in Chicago, that it's a young roster there, Woj. Why else do they believe that this is the right fit?
I think Donovan's ability, they believe, to develop a young roster, to provide stability, leadership, to an organization that has been running through coaches here the last few years. And I think, what Billy Donovan has shown with certainly 2 national championships at Florida, and then the success he had in Oklahoma City, a coach that people all around the league saw as the further along he came in the NBA, the better he got, the improvement he showed. Chicago believed it got one of the elite coaches in the league in Donovan, and now he has a roster with Zach LaVine and this young core in Chicago that I think most agree underachieved under the previous regime. And this is a team that I think can compete to be relevant again in the East. And again, Chicago is one of the landmark organizations, franchises in the league, and they should be in the conversation for big free agents. And I think the belief is, Billy Donovan, Karnisovas, that's a tandem now that ownership, the Reinsdorfs believe, can start setting them on that track again. But Billy Donovan had options in this marketplace, and he was very drawn to that Bulls situation.
The Chicago Bulls 39-84 over the past couple seasons with Jim Boylan leading the way, and again had not made the postseason in 3 straight years. We shall see if that changes with Billy Donovan now in control, the Chicago Bulls' new head coach, with our breaking news from Woj. Thank you.
Sage, we're following a developing story on SportsCenter in college football. Notre Dame's game against Wake Forest this weekend has been postponed after 7 players have tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. According to the school, 13 players are in isolation. Both Notre Dame and Wake have an open date on October 3rd, so maybe that game is just going to be pushed back a week. The Fighting Irish are coming off a 52-0 win over USF on Saturday. Notre Dame head coach Brian Kelly had this to say in a statement, quote, "We knew COVID would present challenges throughout the season, and we'll always put student-athlete health and safety at the forefront of our decision-making. We look forward to resuming team activities and getting back on the playing field." Again, this Notre Dame schedule, they have an open date on October 3rd, as well as Wake Forest, so it could potentially slide 1 week back before home dates with Florida State and Louisville. They close out the month on the road before a November 7th showdown at home against number 1 Clemson. College sports reporter Adam Rittenberg joining us now with much more on this story. Adam, what more can you tell us about how this unfolded for the Fighting Irish today?